many parts of the British Isles and will continue to be that way for the foreseeable. That's the end of the spring message. No wonder it's been such a filthy day across the British Isles. A real swirl of cloud moving in from the Atlantic. If we follow it back out into the Atlantic, that was today's wet weather. This is Friday's. Things are shaping up to be wet and windy across the British Isles again. And as we close on the weekend, well, further spells of rain or blustery showers to come. Now, we've already seen one band of weather working its way across the British Isles, now just about getting away from the east coast, some of the heavier pulses anyway. But notice, as we get on through tonight into the first part of tomorrow, we bring yet another pulse of rain back in, that lump of cloud that I showed you out in the Atlantic. So, bits and pieces of rain yet to clear away from many parts of England and Wales. If we take a look at the satellite picture, though, you'll see that the cloud is beginning to show signs of breaking up there across Scotland and Northern Ireland. Somewhat more showery conditions getting in there, certainly to the north and west of Scotland, but for many parts of England and Wales, well, it'll take a time before you see any of this brightness getting into the far north, and quite a cold feel to the day too, certainly in the eastern side of both Scotland and England. The further west you go, well, certainly the milder it is. Now, overnight, we're going to start dragging those fronts a little bit further towards the south, keep the showers going on the western side of Scotland, and then we start bringing in that extra pulse of rain into the south and west. But with all the wind around, I suspect most areas will, in fact, be frost-free. So, rather like today, make the best of any brightness that you see in the eastern side of Scotland and England to start off Friday, because as we move on through the day, we'll start pushing that wet and windy weather right up and across the British Isles. But at least again, thankfully for the crocuses, the winds will stay in the southwest, and I think we'll see another mild day. Thoughts on the weekend? Well, a lot of isobars around, blustery conditions on Saturday, plenty of showers to come, rattling into many of these western areas. And by Sunday, well, we've got to get rid of one or two showers there out towards the east. But I think essentially, again, it's a rather west-east split with more fronts moving in from the Atlantic. So again, after a dry start perhaps in some eastern areas, there'll be more wet and windy weather on the way. Now, is there any point in moving off to the continent in search of the real spring? Well, as you see, there's a real swirl of cloud there right across central areas.